Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW21, or its employees.
You're watching Carolina and Company Live. Your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your hosts, Cecil Chandler and Amanda Sellers. If it's happening in the area, it's on Carolina and Company Live.
Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And you know what? Thursday, that means Friday. The weekend is almost here.
You got that right. We got a great show lined up today. A lot of fun stuff. This is the show you always want to watch. You want to find out what's happening along the Grand Strand, the PD area, and in North Carolina. Because Carolina and Company Live, we bring it all to you.
And don't forget about the South Strand, too. That's me.
Right,
I got to keep them included.
Well, when you say the Grand Strand, it includes it all.
Sounds good. All right, let's check out our weather.
And I want to say a shout out to the South Strand. We've got some webcams across the area from Georgetown through Murrells Inlet. The fog is lifted, but the clouds remain. North Myrtle Beach, you're part of the Grand Strand, aren't you? 64 degrees there. 93% humidity. Excuse me, man, that's what I get. Feels like temperature at 64 degrees. The bottom line is it's humid, it's warm, it's muggy. Dealing with the rain across the area, at least back out through the 95 I-20 corridor. Pretty light rain now approaching Georgetown, Williamsburg County. Again, this is all coming from that upper level disturbance interacting with our stalled frontal boundary. That's creating a new storm system, putting 6 million Americans across Oklahoma and Texas under winter weather alerts. Now that storm system moves our way late this afternoon and evening and throughout the day on Friday before the cold front clears our region and dries us out. Here's a look at our radar. Again, overcast skies. I do believe we will see some rain throughout the evening and overnight hours. You're already seeing it on radar, at least just some light rain. Some early morning showers for that morning commute also possible, especially out through 95. Portions of the I-20 corridor, that 95-20 junction. Bam, pause it, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's going to be the cold front moving its way here. And by 4, 5, and 6, tomorrow evening's commute, that cold front goes through the best dynamics. Wouldn't be surprised if we reach 70 degrees tomorrow. As that cold front comes through, we may hear some thunder. Many locations picking up about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. But if you can get one of those heavier downpours over your region, an inch is not out of the question. Look at our enhanced satellite, though. Lots of water vapor, lots of high clouds, and when you look at our wind speeds, Cecil, Amanda, does this remind you of anything? The wind directions coming out of the southwest, heading to the northeast? Yeah. Oh, it does? What is this? What is this? El Nino, he says, but he's correct. It's El Nino. This is that upper level jet back up through Canada and the subtropical jet across the south and east. This pattern is El Nino, or El Nino, as Cecil likes to say. That would induce a cooler, wetter period for the deep south, but for our region, a more mild and wet winter than earlier anticipated. The Climate Prediction Center saying next week expected to be very likely above average for much of the country. And while next week will be dry here, the following week may be a little bit above normal when it comes to rainfall. So get used to this warm, mild, and wet pattern that we just dealt with essentially from last Saturday to tomorrow. Next week will be an abnormality when it comes to being dry potentially if El Nino or El Niño does develop. Cecil and Amanda.
This newly redesigned drawing app is an award winner. See why after our advertiser. Draw anything, anywhere you go with the redesigned Procreate Pocket app. It was Apple's top pick for drawing apps. Procreate Pocket is loaded with professional quality features, including a full layering system and color optimization options for greater accuracy. Unique options include perspective and motion blur. You have over 135 brushes with customizable settings for each one. You can draw simple sketches or complex illustrations, all while on the go. You are never without a sketchbook, pen, or paintbrush with this powerful and popular app. It deserves the Apple Editor's Choice Award for sketching, painting, and illustration for iPhone. I'm Francine Black. For more great apps, visit techtangotoday.com.
All right, we got a great show lined up today, some fun stuff. But before we get started, though, we want to talk about where I get all my clothes from. It's haberdashery, and you know, winter's here.
That's right,
and
definitely.
they are shopping right now. And we've got quarter zips from Johnny O's, Southern Tide, and Southern Point. And they have new patterns in, long sleeve button-down shirts, and this year will be a year for corduroy slacks and colors to match. Haberdashery also has some great-looking sport coats and suits. White and dark chocolate brown are going to be some of the hottest colors this year. Haberdashery is open from 9 until 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays from 9 until 5. And don't forget, they do that custom gift wrapping for presents, you know, for any holiday or any birthday or whatever. Go by and visit Haberdashery in Conway.
All right, let's talk a little bit about today. Today is Thursday, January the 3rd, and it is Women Rock Day.
All right, let me see the other one where I can keep up with you here. All right, it's also National Right to Congress Day.
What, to tell them about how much women rock?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Birthdays today, let's go back to 1956. There he is, Mel Gibson. He's 63 years old. Movies, Braveheart. He won an Academy Award for the Best Picture. And Lethal Weapons series, The Patriot. The man has been in all kinds of movies.
All right, 1975, Danica McKellar, 44 years old, the TV series The Wonder Years. I loved that show. Also, the miniseries The Quail, and she also provided voices for 3 of the characters in the X-Men video game series.
How about that? 1983, Katie McGrath. She's 36 years old. CW series Supergirl from 2016 to 2018. She's still doing it. Also in Jurassic World in 2015. And before fame now, she was a wardrobe assistant on the show Tudors.
The Tudors.
Yeah, the Tudors.
Interesting.
How about that? That way she broke into it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back here. Now, today in history, we're going to check it. 1960, Bobby Darin, Della Reese, Connie Francis performed together on The Ed Sullivan Show, and that was on a Sunday night.
All right, 1970, Davy Jones announced that he was leaving the Monkees.
All right.
Sad.
Now, from the Know It All department, you ready? This is where you learn something every day. In 1980,
I haven't read this, so I haven't read this.
Listen to this. A Las Vegas hospital suspended some employees for betting on when the patients would die.
Oh, gosh, how morbid.
Can you believe that? Las Vegas, I mean, I reckon it got in their blood and they couldn't help it.
I'm actually really glad that they suspended them. Yikes.
That's it from the Know It All department today. We got a great show lined up, some fun stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back.
All right, we are talking about a big robotics competition coming up on January the 5th. That's coming up this weekend.
No, it's really, they just will start practicing a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, the event is in March.
So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about robotics, but she does. So let's just
Kyle
talk
is
to her.
with us now, and this is going to be happening at Socastee. Now, this is a huge robotic, contest.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge deal, and y'all going to really start practicing this week.
This week. Right.
All right, let's talk about it.
Well, Saturday at 10:30, the international debut of the season challenge comes out. And so it'll be broadcast live over the internet, and all the teams around the world will start developing their robots.
So you guys don't know yet what they're going to report.
All we know is it has something to do with deep space.
Okay.
Deep space.
Deep space.
Spaceship, maybe.
We're hoping that we
How
can
cool would that
like
be?
have drones and things flying around. We know we'll get to throw something with our robot because we always get to throw things with our robots.
How much can it hold?
Well, we were pulling a person on a wagon with our robot the other day, so
Wow.
Cool.
it could hold people.
All right.
Really? That's pretty cool. All right, now, when y'all got your competitions coming up in March, right?
Right.
Now, what's the date on that and where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center.
Right.
Every single high school in Horry County has
Yeah.
a team.
Yeah.
And we will be competing for 3 days. It's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's February 28th, March 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
And there'll be teams from all over Horry County plus all over the world. Hawaii, Brazil,
Goodness.
Virginia. There's a huge team in West Virginia that comes to our regional every year. And there'll be about 82 teams.
Now,
Wow. How many
look at
regions
that.
right now? We're looking at the video right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
from last year.
We did this last year. I remember some of our anchors went out and were part of the event. Tell us about your team. How many are on your team, and how does somebody get involved in the robotics?
Well, robotics is really fun. There's 1,000,001 ways to become involved. We have about 17 kids this year. We have 3 coaches. And we have some of the kids do programming, and that's all they do. Some just want to cut metal and build metal and rivet stuff, and so they come in and that's where they focus. We have a lot of electronics, of course.
So all of them have different jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, they do to make
Yeah.
this actually come about.
We have
Wow.
a relatively small team, so everybody on our team gets to do a little bit of everything, but we really have specialists.
All right, you got to talk about your hat real quick. Tell us about your hat. This is a robotic hat.
This
Tell
is
us.
my robotics hat. This is the 24th team that I've coached.
Oh.
And each team, when you go to tournament, there's buttons. And so
Okay.
these are buttons from teams
So that's your
I've
button
coached.
hat.
It's my button hat.
Awesome. I hope
Thank
you guys have a
you.
great time.
Thanks, Kyle.
We
Hey,
will.
good luck. We'll have
We
you guys back
appreciate
on
it.
before the
All right.
competition.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
All right, over the last month or so, we've had a number of fire deaths in homes in the area. And today we have with us Lieutenant Jonathan Evans here, going to talk a little bit about the dangers and how to stay safe in your home.
Yeah, all kinds of things, even if they seem small, a space heater. It's cold out, a space heater, but that can cause a fire that will take down an entire house and possibly a death.
Absolutely. We've already had a few of those in our area. I know just about a month ago we had one in an apartment complex there in Myrtle Beach that we can attribute to a space heater where some clothing fell on top of it. I mean, they can be they're nice to have when you're using them properly, but it can be very dangerous if you don't. So you have to be very careful with them.
And you got to make sure they're the right kind of, if they tilt over, they'll cut off and those type
Right,
things.
they should have a safety mechanism that they turn off.
And they need to be plugged in. I learned this stupidly, I feel like, but they need to be plugged into the wall, not into a power strip.
Cord.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, you want to plug into a wall different than an extension cord or anything like that. You want to have enough space around, use about 3 feet of space around. And if you have kids or pets going around, make sure they're staying away from it as well, because it gets very hot, it can burn them as well.
What are the other things you're seeing?
Some tips right now.
Tips, what are you seeing?
Well,
basic safety.
Especially after the holidays, get all the Christmas trees and all those decorations, get them out of the house. I know you love to have them up there. Christmas is nice, but it's over, and we need to get those things out. It's over. Especially the real live Christmas trees, they just become a hazard after a while. So those, if you're using candles or whatever, make sure that they're on a soft surface, a surface that they won't tip over, those kind of things, and also blow them out. Turn your space heaters off when you go to bed, when you leave the house, those kind of things.
All right, just thinking now, if there's a group who wanted you to come talk to them, Rotary Club or something like that, talk about safety in the home. Do y'all do that?
Yeah, we talk about anything. I have to stay in the city of Myrtle Beach. They don't let me kind of go outside the city very often to talk about things, but anything there, if a group wants to come, or maybe we can make a special exception, I'm more than happy. That's my job, is to prevent fires, much to the dismay of my colleagues who like to put those things out. But it's my job to try to make sure that we stay as safe as possible. So, but yes, I'm more than happy to come and talk to them. They can reach out to me on our Facebook page or our website or anything like that, or I can get my number. I'm not sure if they want to do that here, or we can put that up later or whatever. But
well, they can come by. All right, how about kids? Tours and all by the fire department.
Absolutely, love to have them. Come by anytime. Definitely want to show the kids around. We always have our open house in October, which is a great time. It was a good time this year, but anytime they want to come by, we do car seats. For anybody who needs help with car
important.
seats.
Very, very important.
We have over 30 technicians now that are trained by the DHEC. And we're happy to do that, and I think we did, like 300 or 400 last year.
Good.
We have a car seat event actually coming up in February because we have a new class going through. So
maybe we'll get you guys back on to talk about that a little bit.
Jonathan, thanks so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
All right, we got more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. Talking to a familiar face that you may have seen years ago and now is behind the scenes, but super intricate. And the head of our news department, our news director, Victoria Spechko, is with us celebrating 25 years here at WPDE.
All right, and they just picked up a number of awards, too, including she got News Director of the Year.
That's
That's a pretty big deal.
It is.
Victoria, let's talk a little bit about how do you do it? How do you keep it all together? I mean, it's a lot of work. I was a news director one time. I know
I remember. Well, you and I used to run around in the
field,
covering stories out in the field together back in the 90s. To me, and I say this and it sounds cliche, but it's the people here. Very early on in my career, like most young reporters, I had aspirations of being in a bigger market, in a bigger city, and but I fell in love with this area and the people, the viewers, and the people we work with here, and it's just that's what's inspired me to stay as long. It is a tough business to stay in as long as we have, as you well know, because there's a lot of stress and it's a high intensity profession and things like that, but it's just I can't think of any place I'd rather be. It's been an incredible 25 years here, and I had to pinch myself when I was driving into work today. I thought, God, 25 years ago today I started, and it's just been an incredible experience.
That's pretty amazing. Now, I get a lot of people ask me this. You know, people come here and in a couple of years they're gone. Explain that to people now.
Well,
they want to know this.
You know, we're in what's considered to be a medium-sized market, and so you know, reporters sometimes come and they want to make this their home and they stay. And we have a significant number of those people here at the station, which is great. But a lot of young reporters have aspirations, as I did, of either getting back home. You know, some of them come from bigger markets, and to get back home, they need to get a couple of years of experience somewhere else, and so we're that training ground, if you will. But one of the greatest parts of my career has been getting to work with young reporters, and have gone on to a lot of bigger markets, and to see their success has been really inspiring.
And we saw that a couple weeks ago. You know, you really inspired a lot of people, and there's been a lot of people who have kind of given you the props for that, which is awesome. One thing that you've seen change in your time being here? Change. I mean, every day something's changed.
Social media. I mean, there's no question. There's no question. Social media changed everything. When you started, we didn't have cell phones. I remember when we got beepers. I mean, it's been a long time, and so I think the social media has just changed everything. That accessibility of information to people really requires us to go a lot above and beyond what they can get from a social media feed. But those pictures, those stories are out there quickly.
Very quickly, which means you and your team stay on top of those really quick, and you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's right, and we appreciate you being on 25 years here.
That's right.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Stick around. We've got another familiar face coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we got to talk to a guy that you see every day on our show, Zach, our meteorologist here that does the noon show with us. And we've got to talk about something that we put together Ed and everybody with the pictures. I didn't do it, but the meteorologist team did.
We're talking about our calendars, our annual weather calendars, 2019. We talked about them already. Let's talk about them a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, we're still selling them. They're still $10. Nothing much has changed there. Again, these are all local photos in here. And I don't know if you guys know this or not.
Oh, I don't know.
But it's 2019 now, so your old calendars are outdated. Now you actually need this calendar.
Yeah, there's some look at. I mean, these are some of the pictures. What's so amazing about it, and the money from this. Tell them where it goes, Zach.
Red Cross, going to the Red Cross, and after we've had hurricane after hurricane after hurricane, and the Red Cross has been helping a lot of people, especially with Florence just recently. So this money going straight to the Red Cross, every dollar. None of it is kept here. It's going straight to donations. So again, this helps a lot of people out there. And just because your photo didn't get selected, we've got a lot of honorable mentions on the back as well.
Oh,
too.
that's
so,
awesome. Okay, so if it's not in the inside.
Close.
And I'll tell you, I do not know how you guys made the decisions because
there were some great
thousands of pictures, but there were some beautiful pictures.
There were thousands. And fun fact for anybody that wants to do this next year, because we'll do it for 2022. We look for unique photos. We look for stuff that's different. We get hundreds and hundreds of rainbows, hundreds and hundreds of rain clouds or thunderstorms. Find something unique. Find something that really, truly is popping.
That's right.
And you never know.
How can they get those?
Right.
How can they get them?
Mail us $10. You can come by the station, pick it up, or Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. Get a pizza and a calendar.
Yeah,
keep your schedule.
Right.
There we go.
All right. Y'all going to do it again in 2021.
Probably.
Not 2022. I just wanted to tell you that. All right. We got more coming up. Stay with us.
Thanks,
we'll be right back.
El Nino. Welcome back here to Carolina and Company Live. Cecil.
I know.
I do not know. Your name's El Nino?
I'm never going to live that down.
Absolutely not. And you know what? This is just a little taste of what happens behind the scenes. You guys see the professional side, but we have so much fun. And that's the best part of this show is that we have such a great time.
We do have a great time. And I appreciate you being on the show. And I'll be looking out for that weather. All right. Tomorrow, we'll be back. And tomorrow's Friday. And we've got a great show lined up to end the week and get you started on your weekend.
Guess who's going to be here?
I will be here.
Me.
Wally B with our Entertainment Friday.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll be here. Have a great
Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW 21, or its employees.